So that was the stream button. Let's see if that works now.
You did it.
That worked first try.
Yep.
Wow.
You did it. Looks live anyway.
Yep, that's about right. So this is WRC Rally Evolved by Evolution Studios from 2005. And this was the last game they made before the MotorStorm series on PS3. And they later went on to make Drive Club, which was supposed to be a launch title for PS4, and then was delayed a bunch of times and finally came out and got really bad reviews. And then after like a year and a half of a bunch of DLC, it got really good reviews, and websites literally re-reviewed the game because Evolution had added so much to it. And the reason you're seeing this like really shitty like bars across the screen that kind of fuck up the FMV videos is because there's certain options you need to enable so the actual game itself runs smoothly. And they compromise what the menu looks like. You can still navigate the menu and it's like fine, but like these little FMV sequences that are part of like the attract mode screens. And then the intro movie, they have these like stupid black bars across the screen.
I was about to ask.
Yep.
But no, Gran Turismo 4 is the same way when you emulate it, because there are certain tweaks you need to do to get the license tests working that they kind of... It's not game breaking, but it just screws up some of the text in the HUD while you're racing.
Yep.
So it's very much a compromise with PCSX2. You give and take. Just as long as you can play the actual game, it doesn't really matter to me anyway that the movies might be fucked up or the fonts might be kind of fucked up.
Yep. So in terms of features, this game, and I mean, I played through this when I reviewed it for PRC a couple of seasons. I've more or less explored all the game that it has to offer. It's very much like RBR, but if another team made RBR. There's a ton of like bonus cars. I don't want to say like unlockables, but there are like little cheats you can use. The actual gameplay is quite good. There's some issues with the car bottoming out where it slides too far. Like you could tell they needed one or two patches to fix this game if it were to come out now. But like it's good enough. And I'm just gonna warm up on some single stages here. There's a really good car roster. You get Super 1600 and WRC, but you also get like independent drivers, who are just kind of like the field fillers you'd call them in NASCAR. So like unsponsored guys, small like family teams, that sort of thing.
Plus, this is the mid 2000s, so you get what I consider to be the proper WRC cars. I mean, nothing against the cars of today, but I mean they're little hatchbacks, and I just miss the big Subaru sedans and the large Focus and the large Focus. What am I saying? Just the Focus and 206 as a hatchback, but yeah. But I do miss this class with the Lancer and the Impreza and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's like this was really one of the last years of just really interesting rally cars, really iconic rally cars before they went full hatchback mode.
Yeah.
And the devs have also added a bunch of, I think I just scrolled through here, but like concept cars. So there's like the Subaru B95C. That's like peak mid 2000s Subaru concept. There's like a Mitsubishi Colt with okay, maybe it's not the most exciting car, but there's some interesting shit in this game, and then of course historic is really just the Group B class. So there's a solid roster of cars in this game. But I'll run a few quick stages here to get my bearings.
Yeah, that's pretty much a complete selection of Group B, all you really need anyway. That's really good.
I didn't see the MG Metro in there, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So this is actually quite an interesting setup screen. I usually don't tweak it because their default setups are quite good, unlike a lot of modern games. But their differential map, their tire selection, like all this is available. The differential map, it even lets you, like they don't do it by numbers. They'll do it by like, they'll call the differential maps like 2-foot braking. Actually, I'll just do a quick one here. The shittiest part is the organization of the custom setup, but like you have default, loose, tight, loose throttle, loose brake, left foot braking, which is what I'm going to use for the test. But some really interesting garage area options that you don't see in other sims. But we're going to get going here. There's little cutscenes driving to the start line that, I mean, you skip after the first 3 or 4 times, but it's a neat little immersion thing.
Yeah, too many games or sims nowadays lack this sort of thing, the immersive elements around the car on the track. Because all the sim dads are like, oh, all you need is a car on the track. But I think there's so much more to it. You know, like driving up to the start line there and just immersive little things like that, which is something the Cody's F1 games do pretty spectacularly. I just miss games being fleshed out.
So this is the first Mexico stage. There's only 3 stages per country, but with 16 countries, there's still a really solid number of stages in the game.
That is pretty good.
And there's no, I guess you could call it stage area, or not stage areas, but repair areas in between stages, so it's kind of an arcade game in that aspect, but it's fun enough where I don't mind that part of it.
Yeah. Sort of compensates.
The nice thing is with championship mode, we'll be able to get through a lot of stages really quickly and get a points battle going. Because you're really only looking at 10 minutes of driving time per country. So it's really not that difficult to get a sizable portion of the championship done in one sitting. And with all assists off, this game is very difficult. You probably can't tell because I'm...
You're good. You're a good driver.
Yeah. But this car slides all over the place. You really have to pussyfoot it. There's a lot of throttle management with the assists off. You can make it a full-on arcade game by cranking up some of the difficulty assists, like steering assist, throttle, braking assist. And you can basically make it so you can drive it with a pad and the thing's pretty much on rails. But on a wheel, this is quite difficult.
Yeah, I still have to check this out. I haven't really looked into it.
This is also where the inspiration for some of Dirt 4's features came in, like this dynamic stage hazard. So as we'll go through the rally, we'll see AI cars crash. We'll see really the occasional like farm truck on the road or just something stupid like that. So it makes it so if you play through this game repeatedly, the rallies won't be quite the same. I mean, it'll be the same stages, but little hazards will pop up here and there that are basically unique to your run.
Yep, I live in Dorset, England, so take it from me, tractors are a hazard.
I'm driving the Peugeot 206 right now, and unfortunately some of the more interesting cars aren't available in Championship mode. You're really restricted to Super 1600 and WRC. But this game would be very interesting to play, for example, a whole Group B season. Or something to that effect. Group B, the Extreme class, with all the insane redesigns of cars that Evolution kind of went wild with as unlockables. I did play a bit before this whole thing started, just to set up the game correctly and make sure I wasn't complete dog shit. So I won't need a lot of warm-up stages. But I do reiterate that this game is quite difficult.
As it should be. I mean, rally shouldn't be easy at all. I think it should be the toughest motorsport, personally.
The one problem with this game is that the stages are quite short. And you'll see here in
Yeah.
New Zealand Special Stage 1 that there's really no... Like, Mexico, where we were just at, is really, really good. But stages like what we're about to drive on right now kind of show the limitations of where we were at in 2002.
I guess there's only so much you can fit on a disc, and I mean, with all the concept cars and the entire Group B series, or almost the entire series, and this amount of countries, I'm kind of not surprised that the stages are limited to like 3 per country and they're quite short.
Well, that's the interesting thing too, is that WRC4, which came out in 2004, had 6 stages per country in the exact same number of countries. So this game was seen as a downgrade of sorts, at least from what I understand reading reviews from back in the day, to try and understand where this game's coming from a little better.
I don't know, maybe some of the extra stuff they put into Rally Evolved kind of took away from the space, because this is way back in the olden days where games came on discs and not 6 terabyte downloads on Steam. So you do what you can with what you're given.
I do wonder if it was a creative decision, though, just because rallying is kind of long and frustrating.
Yeah, that would make sense, honestly. Because, I mean, there could be a kind of thing where, you know, judging by the modern games, WRC like their games to be kind of like a souvenir kind of deal.
Yep.
And they might have looked at the last game and been like, it's too long, it's too hard, kind of thing. We want kids to be able to play it. And not from what you say, not that it sounds like kids could handle this, but, you know.
Yeah, they're definitely going for more of an action game with this one. But that being said, like, to me it feels kind of like Richard Byrne Rally's NGP. But anytime you bottom out, the car just like slides, and it's very much like hitting an ice patch. But the one thing is, and I'll watch a bit of my replay here. When you spectate this game from trackside cameras, this looks pretty decent. Just the way the suspension moves over bumps, and the car's overall attitude. Watching replays in this game looks really, really good compared to the actual driving experience. Because like I said, it feels like anytime you bottomed out, you hit an ice patch, but it certainly doesn't look like that from the trackside cams.
Yeah, it does look really good. I remember playing the WRC4 demo, and I do remember it being quite fluid in its physics and all that sort of thing. I also love the soft dust particles coming off the wheels.
Yep.
They did that really, really well. That's something I noticed in WRC4 as well, because most of the time, even in some modern titles, you see the dust as like just these 2-dimensional sprites coming out of the wheel wells that clip with the wheels, and you can see this solid edge where the models intersect, and it's this looks amazing. So,
well, what's interesting too is if you play the demo of 4, the physics are more or less the same.
all right, that's good, because I remember really liking the physics of 4, driving wise.
So we're gonna go to championship mode now, which is the point of the stream. Real calendar, because you can customize your whole schedule based on what rallies you want to run. We'll go expert skill level, because I know I've completed this game before and I know it's possible to win the championship. You get a choice, again, when you run WRC, you get a choice of factory teams. And then in those factory teams, you get a choice of driver, and it shows a little FMV clip. So for Subaru, there's Petter Solberg, Stefan Sarrazin, and then Chris Atkinson. We're going to be Solberg because it would make sense that a driver of his caliber competed for the championship, which we hope to do. And they show a nice little intro video of just all the different stages, which we're not going to sit through. We can do shakedown stages, but it's really pointless. We'll just get on with it and start with special stage 1. So this is stage 1 of 48. If I had better heads-up display, I would do like a running counter of how many stages I can complete in a row without wrecking.
I can count that for you if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Why not? I have nothing else to do because I'm the only one watching right now.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
I advertised on Twitter. It is what it is. So I have the co-driver turned off, so it's kind of a challenge.
But why?
So I can hear you talk and I don't have to completely
Why
shut up
would
all
you
the
want?
time.
Why would you want to hear me over your co-driver? Why would you want to hear me at any point, gaming or not?
It's like going on a road trip with a buddy.
Ah. I do feel like my voice is very annoying though. Like, I listen to myself and I think when people like listen to themselves and go like, ugh, it's just that like the sound of their voice, but I actually legitimately think I sound annoying. Like, I listen to myself and I think I would not want to listen to this dude.
At least you have some personality. I'm just monotone.
That's true.
So we are up on Sebastian Loeb, who I think he won his first championship in 2005. So we're going against like a young Sebastian Loeb in his prime in the season mode.
Obviously, you are a god and should be handing out hero cards to real WRC teams right now. Hi guys, so I beat Sebastian Loeb in WRC Rally Evolved. Can I have a go? That wasn't meant to be you. That was just some random voice that happened to sound like you.
There's one of our random events. The Mitsubishi team, or at least one of their drivers, is wrecked out. So there's a marshal standing on the road.
You almost hit that, man.
I know. Putting together a decent lap so far.
He had nothing on the suicidal photographers in RBR though.
No.
Those guys went to great lengths to get the shot, and my admiration is unbounded.
So that's our first stage. Again, the stages aren't very long, but there's good variety in them.
As much as I like the handling and like the whole random event thing, I feel like the length of the stages would kill this game for me. Like, I don't know. I like my rallies to be very, very long. Like, I would do half-hour to 45-minute long stages if possible. I'm not even kidding. Like, the longer the stage, the better. I would do an hour-long stage.
I really don't think the PS2 had the tech for it, sadly, though. Colin McRae, that series from 3 to 05, was quite good, so.
Yeah. I like how that cameraman, I think it was a cameraman, he had his camera up, and then as he went by, he put the camera down, and as you passed him, he put the camera up again.
Yeah, the attention to detail in this game is really, really good for what it is.
Yeah, they even don't want to film you. Like, it's stunningly realistic. Oh god, the echo chamber. I apologise for the Ethan Dean Skugor Giggle echo chamber.
This is one of the least interesting stages in this whole game, is just running along the mountainside. And this is very similar to the Monte Carlo stages in Dirt Rally, but PS2 era means there's no really interesting road undulations. You're not squeezed into some tight confines, and there's another wreck that might be Gronholm that just wrecked out.
I think it was. I don't know. I don't really know my liveries as well as I should from back then.
No, and I don't either. They do have like the accurate car numbers and stuff in this game, but
I really should know better because this is like I said, this is the era of WRC I always hark back to. You know, like Colin McRae, Peter Solberg, Marcus Gronholm, Ford Focus, Peugeot 206, Subaru Impreza. I remember the Channel 4 coverage of WRC, the intro with the techno remix of Pearl Fishers by Bizet. Those were the days, man. And now you got Chris Meek sliding through Mexican car parks. Nice. And the games are just souvenirs. Has Codemasters had the WRC license at any point in all of their time?
I do not believe so.
That's amazing, man. Like, just think of how long they've been at doing rally games and stuff, and they've never had the WRC license.
I would be interesting to know why that deal wasn't happening, because it seems like a natural pair.
Yeah, I mean, the pedigree with the Colin McRae series and all that, and what they're doing with Dirt Rally now. Maybe WRC are full of old guys who just don't know what they're doing in terms of the board, and they're just like, we actively want our games to be souvenirs, and Codemasters make it too hard. Hello, Hanasu. Yeah, I thought the same thing. I guess people just like IndyCar at Daytona fucking road course.
Two stages without a wreck.
3 people watching now. You have bought another. Oh yeah, that's true. I completely forgot to count. My bad.
I think I'll start hitting stuff by the Mexico stages. Sweden's not bad. So again, for the new people, WRC5 Rally Evolved on a PS2 emulator with the
It's good.
Expert Championship game mode, I guess.
Yeah, you know my boy Austin goes all out.
I mean, I could spend the time to start making setups for this game, but again, the default ones are so good, and generally what I want from the car, that I don't really feel the need.
Yeah, I mean, you're a few seconds ahead of Sebastian Loeb. I don't really think you need to do much tweaking there.
They do get pretty difficult on some stages, but
That's just because he's bad.
Yeah, it's like a very heavy Richard Burns rally.
Very heavy. Explain yourself. Show your work. Just in terms of like the actual car's weight, or
Yeah, like it's a lot to move the car around. You can't really get sideways like you want to. It's an interesting
yeah.
feeling. And when you do start sliding, especially on gravel, you just like skid for ages. It's kind of like the vat of molasses feeling, but it's not. The stuff I'm doing with pedals and like the kind of lines I'm taking are still generally, they make sense. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain too much here.
I do, now that I think about it, I do remember Richard Burns' rally, at least in vanilla form, feeling pretty light. Like the car had not a lot of weight to it. It had a kind of automobilista kind of weight to it.
Yeah. And that's one of the things the NGP mod tried to rectify, was putting some weight back into the cars.
Might have to look into that.
PS2 definitely showing its age in this section with the rock faces being just like texture walls. But we're gonna start getting into the Sweden again's a pretty big improvement. Mexico's really good. Once you start getting into the summer stages, this game, I don't want to say it looks better, but you can tell which stages they put a bit more effort into.
Hanasi said, I think you should bust out some Wreckfest with a bunch of mods.
I'm not the biggest fan of Wreckfest, unfortunately.
I haven't played it in ages. Next.
So that'll win us Monte Carlo. So it's a good start to the season. 3 perfect stages without wrecking. And as you can see, they've taken, this is where Dirt 4's kind of results screen originates from, the champagne spraying party. So it looks like we beat out Loeb and Gronholm. I believe there's a manufacturer's title too. There is. So we are tied with Citroen. Interesting. And we are off to Sweden. And Sweden is much more difficult than Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is more or less a tutorial level. Big wide roads. Sweden gets a little interesting.
I'd like to go to Sweden again. I went to Stockholm in late 2016, and it was a really nice place. I liked it. I'm very much a snow winter person, so most agreeable.
You'll be able to tell just a few turns in that they put much more deep effort into the detail on this level.
Oh yeah, like there's a bonfire and another bonfire. Yeah, wow, that's quite a difference.
Yep. And the AI have also stepped it up too. We're sitting in 8th right now, 2 seconds back. There's no grip on the ice. And on the dirt there is grip. Moved up to 7th over the next sector. The amount I'm babying it can probably be apparent.
Maybe if I had sound on, but I'd prefer
That's
not
right.
to, because I don't want an echo chamber of both you and me.
Nope, that makes sense.
So I have no idea what this game sounds like. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Try to wind it out here on this final straight. Again, some of these stages I remember, because I've played through this game multiple times. We're gonna come out 8th. So it's a battle now.
Oh, that was Colin's Crest. That must be like, yep, that's definitely Colin's Crest. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, just like you could tell it was a passion project for them.
Yeah.
Guys checking their watches, fans backing away from the cars you drive past them. Like there's neat little details in this game that a lot of modern stuff has never really bothered to replicate.
That's arcade bullshit. All you need is the car on the track for the true experience.
And we have our first wreck.
No!
But the car is okay. After 4 stages, we finally wrecked.
It was inevitable.
Yep. But we are unfortunately 8 seconds behind.
Someone doesn't have their co-driver on, so they wouldn't hear Titans.
Keeps things interesting.
Yep.
Up to 12th now, gained 2 seconds in that sector.
Keep pushing. PS doesn't stand for pizza sub, it stands for purple sectors. Four people watching now. Hello.
Up to 9th. I don't think I'll be able to recover as much as I want to, but it's still not a bad drive. Definitely wheeling it now. Another big crest. Up to 6th.
If you pull this off, I'll just be amazed.
God, it's just... driving on ice in this game is so difficult. I'm not gonna get there, but we definitely pulled off a recovery run. Up to 4th.
God damn. Yeah, but I mean, it's not surprising because you are from Edmonton, so...
Once you understand the way this game wants you to drive and the kind of rhythm you need, it's really not bad.
Yeah.
So we're 6th in the rally. We have one good stage to end here. We could probably go up to 3rd. But I think Loeb's got this one in the bag. So stage 3 or 3 in Sweden. Maybe even, I don't know if you noticed, but they've modeled the camera on the roof too.
Oh, yeah, so they did.
So we need a miracle here.
Hanasi says, wasn't there an arcade version of this? And that does ring a bell.
I'm not certain because this game was only released in Europe, so I wouldn't know.
There, have a look. To Google. No, I'm not seeing anything about spin-off or anything like that.
I believe there was a version of this that came out on PSP.
Yeah, there was.
So that might be it, but
Yeah, perhaps. Nope, it was Sega Rally.
yep.
You silly boy.
Yeah, Sega Rally was releasing up to 2006, I think. And then it turned into Sega Rally Revo, which was just the Xbox 360 game.
Yep.
So up by a second on Loeb. He's, in my opinion, I think he's got the Rally 1. I think he's just far enough ahead.
Well, keep pushing like you did last stage, and I think you'll make it up pretty well.
Yeah, I'm starting to get in the flow now.
I think I might be completely wrong, but I think the newer Sega Rallies had some talent behind it in the form of Jamie Lowe's, or maybe the entire Codemasters team. I don't know, but I swear I remember him tweeting that he did some work on it. And Jamie is lead coder from Colin McRae Rally 1 all the way to Dirt Rally 2.0.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I think I remember him tweeting something like that anyway. But I might be completely wrong.
It's definitely our longest stage so far, and we are coming to the end up here. Slight wall tap.
This is nice.
But as you can see, compared to Monte Carlo, really detailed stages, really challenging layouts. Loeb's going to get us at the line by 2/10, but I think I was able to improve enough.
Yeah, that was a good recovery drive.
Yeah, we moved up to third overall in the rally, behind Loeb and Gronholm, so it's a 3-horse race right now in the points battle. Loeb, I believe, is going to be P1. As I think he has 18 points total now. It'll be myself and Gronholm tied for second. No. We are sitting in second place. So a really good spot going into Mexico, which is one of the tracks we warmed up on. Some of my favorite stages in the game. They're really just dusty mountain roads. They're really skinny, don't have a lot of room for error, bunch of switchbacks, a couple of jumps. But again, really detailed, intricate stage design, especially for a game this old. We're going to get the green here to start stage 1. I really want to run well here, because this is the stage I used to calibrate the game last night, get all my settings in order before we started the stream for all 4 people.
Well, 3 technically. I'm just an administrator. Also confirming Jamie did work on Sega Rally.
Damn.
Sega Rally Revo. And also F1 2015, so he was probably a hand in the new engine. Yep, the Great Rally 3, Rally Revo, Dirt 4, Grid Autosport. He's a good guy. I do enjoy his Twitter banter. Yeah, and I see what you're saying does sound a lot like the PSP version.
Yeah, there was definitely a PSP version of this, and it was kind of less serious than this game. Same assets, same environments, but they they casualized it a lot.
Yeah, like the damage was only visual. I remember
Yeah.
reading it then. I guess the PSP could do even less than the PS2, so...
Almost fell off the edge of the cliff, but we're good. Lots of throttle control on this stage. You can never put the power down. Makes for a really fun game. Really fun driving.
Yeah, I like that. I hate just flat-foot derbies.
Well, in the turbo bar that's on the RPM gauge. Oh shit, dogs or horses? The turbo bar is more or less my throttle control, although it still stays at like a minimum amount. You can pretty much see how much throttle I'm feeding it just by looking at the turbo bar.
Yeah. Also, those were dogs. You're just in a really low camera.
Yep.
You're the only man I know who could confuse dogs with horses.
Running pretty well right now, 2.5 ahead of Loeb. But again, practicing this stage, I didn't necessarily memorize the layout, but I know the general flow to it right now. So it's allowing us to get a little bit of extra edge, but I mean, real rally's got reconnaissance, so it's no big deal.
I do like the one little mistake in the last rally cost you the whole thing.
Yeah, like the AI, I don't want to say they're fast, because like, if I went full tryhard and memorized all the stages, I could definitely just obliterate the AI, but
yeah,
the way you have to drive this game, you do more or less have to be perfect to win each rally.
Yep.
So we're up by 2 seconds.
Sorry.
No, you go.
If you memorize stages in a rally game, which was something that annoyed me with Dirt Rally's leaderboards, that's not the spirit of rallying. Sorry, you're a twat.
You know, I think Dirt Rally's problem is not that people were memorizing stages, but there just weren't enough stages, so it was gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah, but then again, Dirt Rally was, if I recall, it was kind of like an exploratory, like dipping toe in the water. Like, what would happen if we took Dirt 3's engine and just absolutely simmed it up as much as we could? How well would it sell and all that sort of thing? So
then they found out that, oh, that was actually a really good decision and probably saved our company.
that and the F1 games. But then again, wasn't Dirt Rally 2015?
Rally is 2015, because it was right after I started PRC, but I do remember reading an article just before it came out that they were basically on skeleton crew.
That makes sense. I was going to say it was probably F1 that helped save them as well, but then at that time, in 2015, the F1 game that year was kind of a mess.
Yeah, but you know what? They'd also been on their 5th year of F1 games, and they always sold relatively well, so it could have been that it wasn't keeping them afloat as intended.
Yeah.
But that's something I'd have to ask Paul for the answer to privately, unfortunately.
Who is Paul?
One of the ex-Codemasters guys we picked up. Because they're...
oh, okay.
They went through some changes over there, so we got a few, and they're kind of dispersed around the industry. Oh, another crash. That would be a Subaru teammate that has gone into the barrier.
Rip.
On top of Sebastian Loeb, who we saw wrecked a couple straightaways ago.
Why are you 8 seconds down?
I'm really sandbagging. And this is a quite difficult stage that I don't want to push.
Okay.
But we are at the end. 11 seconds down. Gronholm obliterated us. That's not good.
Rip.
But I believe Loeb did retire from the rally.
Yeah, looks like it.
No, he is still in, so we have some catch up to do.
Oh, I must have just dumped it or something.
Yep. Loeb is far ahead. Tony Gardmeister is surprisingly high up. Gronholm and Marco Martin sitting ahead of us. I think I can pick up 4th place. It's just about scoring a decent amount of points every round, because with so many rounds, these guys eventually will fuck up once in a while. So here we go, 9 stages into championship.
And only one wreck.
Yeah, our clean stage percentage is pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Interesting way to start off that stage. Really technical set of corners and some stuff on the road.
Oh, fuck.
More dogs. Pretty fun stage so far, but it's all uphill, so we don't really got the big speeds going. Switch views for a bit, just try something different.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, this is your usual preferred cockpit view.
Yep.
So what the fuck you doing in bumper cam, boy?
Just messing around.
Ah.
That's a rather difficult corner. Downhill hairpin. Wasn't really a problem for us, but
Oh yeah, that's a nasty one. Oh, that's shadow error.
yeah, there'll be little gremlins like that here and there, but holy shit. Is it gonna keep going? It's not. Oh, it might. That was a doozy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, little tiny rocks flipped our Subaru, but we're good. It was definitely not an ideal stop at Mexico.
Tom Mentz would be proud of that save.
And somehow we're still holding down 4th place.
Five people watching now. Guy fucking beat it out of the way.
Yeah, this game has some interesting stuff
Jesus.
with
There's another
random
guy.
QuickTime events. It's one of the things that was actually not carried over from into Dirt 4.
Hmm.
But we definitely did not win that one. As we're going to get 5th in that rally.
That's not bad considering you like rolled over.
Yeah, and we are still 3rd in the championship. Loeb's got 26 points. We've got 20.
Well, that's not bad.
So, yep. Already we are three rounds in. And again, not a bad game for both its time and even now. These are a fun set of stages. We're going into New Zealand next. Really fast stages, really detailed stages. I mean, if you released a track like this for AC in let's say 2018, people would say, "Wow, like that's like the track looks visually solid," and people would be taking pictures and doing what they do for the sim mod community. But back in 05, this was just standard on disc content. But we also ran this in a warm up. Almost clipped those rocks, which was a bit sketchy.
Oof. This beginning part of the track looks great for the age. Yeah, I agree. This is, yeah, with some normal maps and a few texture updates, this would be really high quality stuff, I think.
Well, this looks like an AC mod track to me, and like a really good one, like that you'd get from sim tracks.
That's true. Yeah, I am only watching in YouTube quality, so let's see if we can crank it up. 1080p. Yeah, I've no shame in saying that this is when games are at their best. Like, I mean, you have some gems nowadays, like I think the F1 series is really good and that sort of thing, but largely it's gone downhill. Then again, it's probably just rose-tinted glasses for the PS2 era.
I don't know, man. It's pretty fun.
True, true. Plus games like came complete and didn't need several patches, time order revisions and DLC and all that. You bought the game and you had the game. That's it. I feel like QA testers, if the company even has them, can just half-ass it nowadays. So it's like, oh, we fix it in patch.
Well, I think largely the idea is to have the community QA test the game.
Oh yeah,
and
that's true.
it could be cheaper to just employ marketing shills and not hire QA than hire a QA team.
Yeah, but the problem is it's all sim dads who like blow smoke up their ass, and it's like, oh, they're only human. Oh, they're trying their best instead of providing like meaningful feedback.
But in terms of sim racing, the reason that kind of works and there's only fringe cases that complain about it is because those are the only people buying those games, is sim dads.
Yeah.
So they essentially rely on a customer base that just accepts shit being shit, for lack of a better word. But if you were to do like any like the current business practices in another genre or with a bigger audience, you would be laughed out of the industry.
Yep.
And again, another great looking stage, complete with rain and night, and headlights.
Functioning windshield wipers.
So again, this was possible in 05, and numerous devs nowadays tell us, no, we can't do it. Look at that, even flashbulbs. You'll see it in the audience taking a picture of my car.
Yep, helicopter just took off. And to be fair, Ilja Yusupov, the Shader AC guy, he's done some incredible stuff. But it's kind of sad that one random guy from Russia can do what the dev of the game itself said was all impossible, and would require a ground-up rewrite of the engine. So that's the state of sim racing right now. Hello, Marcel. How are you?
Hey. It's fucking, I think it's 3 a.m. where he's at, but he's up and he's watching some rally ball.
It's 3 a.m. where I am right now, so it's probably, I don't know, maybe ahead or behind for him.
So if you just tuned in, we are P3 in the championship on round 4 of 16. We are driving as Petter Solberg, and the championship so far is going kind of okay.
Yeah, as I suspected, it's around 4 a.m. right now. You could be sleeping or doing something productive, but just sitting around watching Augie play Rally Evolved. I'm in the same boat. Exactly, Jacob. He said real nibber hours. 6 people watching now. Dude, we're raking them in.
We're getting blown the fuck out by Marcus Gronholm. We're 14 seconds off pace there. But I do think that some stages are a little OP in this. And the same issue happens in Dirt 4 as well. With that
Yeah.
BMW challenge, there's somewhere, for whatever reason, the AI just fucking slaughter you. But, I mean, we won the opening round, the stage, I believe. So we're still kind of in it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not looking good right now, but we've got a lot of driving left. This is only... We're going to finish this stage. It'll be the 25% mark of the championship.
Yeah, it is pretty quick.
And all it takes for one of the front runners to fuck up a stage.
Front runners?
Yep.
One of the front runners? Have a little quash.
This is another great stage from Evolution.
Oh yeah, this looks the part.
This is a game from 2005. This looks incredible.
That is the most New Zealandy looking New Zealand I've ever seen in a rally game.
And just look how fucking narrow the road is. Like, it's trying to be entertaining, but this is a bit of work.
The ground cover is amazing too, the transitions between textures and stuff. Yeah, this is the best looking stage in the game. Holy shit.
Super technical, super detailed. What more do you want in a rally game?
Not a lot. That was a cut.
Oh yeah. Oh, one car went off. Hello, people. That was kind of sketchy. Like, I'm sightseeing right now. This is beautiful. Just every single corner, there's just new trees to look at, new spectators. Like, it's
New tree model.
there's people taking pictures of my car. There's fans on the side of the road. There's a Subaru that's smoking, but
That's all arcade bullshit.
Yep.
Who the hell wants an immersive experience?
You know what I've noticed? Actually, to be fair, in defense of Sim Rally fans, they're a lot more accepting of other games.
That's true.
You go on Reddit Sim Rally board, they'll say positive things about the Sebastian Loeb game. And I mean,
Oh,
to be fair, Richard Burns' rally is that good.
yeah.
But they fully embraced Dirt Rally when it came out. They're a lot better than, I guess, the mainstream sim stops.
Yeah.
And
no, you go.
we are going to come P5 in the rally, so we're sitting P3 in the standings. What were you going to say?
Yeah, you can get it. I was just saying, it's the same way with the motocross guys, the supercross guys. Like, I haven't played it in ages, but I am still subbed to a few channels for MX Simulator.
Yep.
And the guys on there are not only kind of like a really cool community, but they also embrace like more arcadey games, and they just if it's supercross or motocross, they enjoy it, and that's the way it should be. Whereas you go to sim racing in track cars, shall we say, circuit racing, and it's all just, oh, my game's better than yours. All yours is simcade rubbish. You can't drive yours properly unless you have a direct drive wheel from Fanatec. You are inferior to me in every single way, just because your tyre models the rotational inertia of the sidewall lettering just several Newton meters differently. Twats.
We almost died.
Correction, you almost died. I'm sat here in my room.
This is true, but I almost died. I was about an inch away from a giant boulder on the side of the track. It was not good. And we do have a right rear going down.
Uh-oh.
Which is what that creaking noise is, and you can see it on the HUD. It's in yellow on the bottom right. Oh, hello. We have murdered 3 spectators. But unlike Dirt 4, the game will not penalize us.
Oh, that's rough. Oh no!
Yeah, and it does that thing again. I was talking about the bottoming out earlier. If the car ever bottoms out in this game, you just slide for eternity. And that was a case where I slid for eternity right into 3 unfortunate souls in Italy.
Meanwhile, Automobilista from 2016. At first, if you slammed the ride height to where it was scraping on the ground all the way around the lap, you unlocked like slot car tier levels of downforce. And they started a time trial competition with this.
Yeah, that's where we met Jeff, who popped in the other night. For anyone who's around for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of love-hate with AMS right now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Italy's not going well for us, but that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, dear.
It's a rough day.
It is.
So I've actually lost 4th gear because of that.
Oh no. That's cool though.
And someone definitely hit that building due to the skid marks there. But we're near the end of the stage, so it's not a big deal. It'll just fix my car. That was disappointing to have happen.
Yeah, for sure, JSW, but I just feel like that should be done with bump stops in a realistic manner. And to their credit, they did fix it. So hats off to Razer. But yeah, I'm just a cranky old guy. Like Austin says, I'm the one with personality and all that, but no, I'm a cranky motherfucker. I hate everyone and everything. So
there is definitely a repair mechanic in this game that I just learned about now.
I thought you said there were no service areas.
I guess there are.
You're a twat, Oggy.
Yep.
Spreading misinformation. That's fake news. Oggy man bad. PRC bad. PRC bad.
I've definitely screwed myself for Italy, but we can try. So I guess I'll be pushing a bit more here.
PRC banned from the White House. Yes, that's correct. Trump is a PCAS 2 supporter. That landscape is gorgeous. Like that skybox and horizon, that is beautiful.
This is a PS2 game from 2005.
Yep.
Someone hit that wall. I love the skid marks on like certain turns that are actual problem areas, and you're like, oh, someone fucked up really bad there.
PRC banned itself from every house. Oh, damn.
Did not expect to hit that gate. Italy's a write-off for us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I was making somewhat decent time, too. That's disappointing. Didn't want to wreck that much during the stream, but things happen. Yeah, I'm gonna come 11th there. Italy is not going well. I'd like to at least win one stage here. But no, we were running P11 of 15th, and it's brutal. Come on, one good stage. Maybe I'll go back to my old view. Seem to be doing well on that. And another case of the car bottoming out and shooting off the track.
Diffuser stall, lol.
Starting to rain.
No, I think that was just water from the bridge there, because the sky is nice and blue.
That's kind of neat they have that in.
Yeah, I enjoyed that in PCAS too, when everything can be dry and you have your wipers off, but the track is still wet. And you get in the spray of another car and it starts droplets on your windshield and you have to use the wipers. Neat detail. Not shilling, not shilling.
Chill.
No. Literally, when I watched Nicky Team from time to time, any time I mentioned PCAS 2, the pitchforks came out, and I wasn't called a shill, but you could tell they were kind of getting at it. Meanwhile, I have 89 hours in PCAS 2, and 1,464 in Assetto Corsa. But yeah, I'm a P-Cars fanboy. End personal rant. Sorry, guys.
Nah, it is what it is.
People suck.
It's to the point where I don't really enjoy posting on message boards in general anymore because everything turns into a fight.
Yep.
And I mean, some of that's just because it's me, and people instantly go like one of three generic PRC insults, like "you sold your soul," and like that kind of shit.
Anal cavity.
But it is disappointing how you basically can't go to any sim form without getting in some kind of like ridiculous fight, either with a boomer or just a fanboy.
I've even got it. And I try my best to be friendly to everyone and not cause any shit.
When
But
people
I've
don't
been
even
called
like know who you are, and you dare to suggest the wrong game on the wrong unbiased forum is good.
well, it's not even that. It's I've seen shit talked about me on the AC forum just because I'm your friend, you know, that kind of thing. And I mean, I don't care, but it still kind of sucks.
The community's basically eaten itself at this point.
Yep. And that's why I play Codemasters Formula 1 and Rocket League and Euro Truck Simulator 2. And that's it.
Rally of Cyprus. This is probably one of the more intense stages in the game. You go through this pretty tight technical switchback section, and when it ends you basically have to ride the brake on a downhill section because it's a straight drop.
Yeah, pretty much, Marcel, and that's something we touched on earlier. I think WRC 4 had more stages, or just longer stages, but they were really cut down for this one. So, like, there's a lot of good stuff in this game, and there's a lot attractive about it, but short stages is a real killer for me in rally games. Like, whenever I play Dirt Rally, I exclusively do the longer variants. I would legit sit down and do like a 2-hour stage. Just bring it. Speed up.
Yeah, I'm not running well, but like I can't really go much faster.
You obviously can.
I got hit by falling rocks. That's amazing.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm stuck.
Oh my god!
Nowhere to go. We are gonna retire from Cyprus. That sucks, but
Holy
that's
crap.
rallying.
No, I haven't played the Dakar game, but that is just the sort of thing that appeals to me. I'll pop it on my wish list. That's a good suggestion.
The Dakar 18, I actually picked that up. It's too waypointy for me.
Yeah, I watched Starlight Systems play it, and you know, wide open, like kind of expansive desert. Nah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds
So
me
I
of
know exactly what
Motocross
you mean.
Madness.
Yeah. I might pick it up if it's a decent price on sale. Might be on sale now, actually.
I was lucky I got through there.
It is not on sale. Holy shit.
No, I picked it up out of curiosity and I wanted to support something new. What the fuck? I wanted to support something new, and I
Yeah.
got it, and it was just waypoints. Like that was the whole game really. It was just waypoint racing. And there are like on-road sections, but it reminded me of like Motocross Madness where you're doing the waypoint races and there's nothing in the terrain.
Yeah. Pretty sure that this is the Dark Souls of racing games. Well, I should go back and capture the rock slide pinning you down and just overlay the "You died." I think that's from Dark Souls anyway. I don't know.
That sounds about right. I don't really follow those games.
No, me neither. Yeah, Skyrim and all that, I never got it, I'm just racing. And the occasional thing like Half-Life or Portal, I'm a big fan of those. The only good things in my mind about Skyrim are the story about Vaughn having sex with a spider.
Yeah.
And the auto-tuned bear.
Yeah, Skyrim mods are pretty whack.
No, they're amazing. What the hell are you talking about? Roar! Better run!
Recovered to finish 5th, 10 seconds back, so a lot of guys are at this stage, but again, some of the times are a bit fucky.
Some of your driving's a bit fucky.
Oh yeah, that too. But it's definitely interesting where the top 3 run like a certain time, and then there's a tangible gap, and then the rest. Guardmeister leads, that's his first lead of the rally. Auto repair.
8 people watching now, so at least your stream is gaining traction.
Yeah, they start watching when I start wrecking, that's great.
Oh, guys, I was winning every stage earlier, honestly.
Yeah, we had the points lead, and we were doing okay, and it was like a three-way battle between us, Slobe, and Gronholm, and now it's just shit, but let's try and win a stage.
We beat Loeb by 3 seconds. A young Sebastian Loeb in his prime. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'd like to be able to put down some good stages. So I avoided the rocks, but I spun.
Yeah, that's true. We don't watch for a good driver, we watch for the fails. Who doesn't? Oh, did you really spin out?
I'm telling you, it's like driving a vat of molasses in this game. It's like super heavy RBR, and you just slide for ages when you get sideways.
That's not good. There's only one solution, and that solution is to go faster.
Horses. Those were actual horses, not dogs.
I don't think anyone has ever said that sentence before. Oh yeah, those were horses. A rally game with Mustangs and Chargers in it, who'd have thought?
A Charger's a horse?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
The more you know. I think it is anyway. If it's not, I'll look fucking retarded. Let's have a look. Charger, horse.
Almost killed a bunch of people, but we're good.
Oh, Chargers was just a general name for
Is that Loeb on the
certain
side of the road?
horses.
It might be.
Let's have a look. Oh, I think it was. A Charger isn't a pony car, surely. Mustang, yeah.
The pony car was the Barracuda and the Dodge Challenger.
Barracuda's a fish.
My bad. Yeah, we can ride up cliff faces. That's a thing, but it's okay. This was a much better stage than the last one. Just in terms of being able to go quick and not look like a jabroni. Look at that, third place on the stage. And that might have been Loeb that wrecked out.
You're gonna get banned, Hanasi.
Why?
A fish is a pony car, seahorse, der.
I remember the Plymouth Seahorse.
Nah, you're joking.
No,
There wasn't
yeah,
a car named the Seahorse.
I'm fucking around.
God damn it, you threw me for a loop there. It's 3:23 a.m. Stop pissing with my head.
Yeah,
Who's
Loeb
messaging
wrecked
me?
out, but we made no points, so that was a waste.
Welcome to WRC Rally Evolved, where Oggy falls off a lot and the points don't matter.
Turkey's
These
a fun
stages
rally.
would anyway.
I don't know how far we into the championship, but I feel like if I just win like 2, I'll be back in it. But I really like the Turkey stages. These are fun. It's like Rocky Mountains.
I want a turkey sandwich now. Turkey with mayonnaise is a god combo. Trust.
That was a beautiful puddle texture. You'll see it. That's a lot of people standing around a broken Skoda.
Oh, that mud was so pretty.
I know.
Yeah, that Skoda did have a lot of attention, like a crowd of people around it, a fucking helicopter like buzzing just over. Woohoo. Oh, dude, that giant pipe was rolling onto the road in front of you, and
I
you
did not
passed it just
see.
in time. Holy shit! I swear it was like rolling towards you. This game is wild, man. I am an absolute retard. I've never seen Pulp Fiction, so I wouldn't know, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
I thought... Tell me more, does he look like a bitch?
I thought we were certainly gonna die there.
Hanasu, it is an arcade game. It's got things in the game other than the car on the track alone. Therefore, it's arcade, and it's not a sim, and it's just absolutely dreadful.
This is more like what sim dads say when they talk about simcade. Like the truer definition of simcade. Not this like, My game has like 1% too much tire grip in the corners. Simcade.
Oh, your sim doesn't recreate the correct chemical compound of paint used for the Pirelli lettering on the side walls.
Hey,
Simcade.
real talk though, do you remember the tree controversy at the Nürburgring? Where like
Yes.
trees in a certain section weren't like arranged properly, and the AC fans like threw a shit fit.
Yeah. Unreal. Oh yeah, I see your point, Hanasa. Yeah, I'd play the crap out of this in the arcade. I would be very poor if this popped up in the arcade in town. I remember the grid machine. I don't know if it's still there, but it was so sweet. Like being in town, waiting for the bus home, I'd just pop into the arcade and just rip laps of Spa.
Dude, hairpins are really hard. Here, let's actually get one right. There we go. Another one maybe? 2 out of 4?
Oh my god, you're fired from the team.
There we go.
All the spectators on the side of the road are like, what the fuck is wrong with Petter Solberg?
Wow, Petter Solberg really fall off.
Petter Solberg, more like Petter Slowberg.
Why is Tony Gardmeister winning the race? That's gonna be the second one in a row if I don't defeat him. Get off the fucking road! I needed that line more than they did. It's a pretty fun woodland section. Reminds me of the dirt rally stages.
Yeah, I was looking up his results, and Tony didn't. He did well. I mean, but he wasn't no Loeb. He must have slipped Evolution Studios some cash to pad his stats a little bit.
Or there's one guy on the dev team who's like, you know who's really good but really underrated and is driving for a shit Ford team? Tony Gardmeister. We should like buff his stats up just because like he's so good. Here's a clip of him in like 1999 in like Formula Renault, and he beat this like other good driver. So you should like boost his stats, okay? Thanks. And he just like kept lobbying for it and lobbying for it. Get out of the. Oh. Dude, the fans in these stages are crazy.
Austin, it's a computer game.
Yeah, I'm aware, but still, like, I came flying into the finish, and there's just like a pack of them.
Well, to their credit, they moved out of the way pretty quick, so. Like, it's a computer game. Calm down. They can't hear you. It's like
Robe
old
7.
man yells at cloud.
If I nail this stage, we win our second rally of the season. And I'd like to win this stage because Turkey's really fun. I saw on YouTube a tool-assisted speedrun of this game on just one stage, and it was insane. Guy was like running inches off barriers and stuff. It's like one of the New Zealand stages.
Imagine like a tool-assisted speedrunning community for this though, and it's just pure chance that you don't get taken out by a fucking pipe rolling into the road or something. I imagine you've got the world record going for you, and just no boulders.
You guys have like figured out the random number generator part of it. Get off the road! Did Lobrek again? That was another Citroen on the side of the road.
Grumpy old man yells at spectators.
No, he's a course marshal. He like stood in the middle and he took the long way across.
Yeah, just saw that. Yeah, standing on the outside of a corner is always wise.
Up the bank.
Oh, hairpin.
I finally figured out hairpins like halfway through the rally.
Nice. Wall riding, cheating, hacking.
Cheater,
Bad man.
get off the road! Oh shit. There's a fucking tree across the road. And like I had the right line for it, but
Oh, damn. Is there a slider to like crank up the frequency of these random events, like in Euro Truck Simulator 2?
no, it is what it is.
Ah, fair enough. I'd put the slider to max, so it's like around every 4 corners or so, there's like a chance of rocks falling. Later on in the stage, there's a pipe rolling into the road, and then there are 2 wrecked cars beside each other, and there's like a gap just as big as my car to get through. I'm almost at the finish, and an asteroid comes down and wipes out life as we know it. That kind of thing.
That sounds that's very similar to what this same team did with Motorstorm Apocalypse.
Oh, there you go then.
Same shit.
Great minds think alike. Give me a job, someone.
So that's our first rally win since the season opener at Monte Carlo. And we are now kind of catching the leader. So 15 points back. Grease sounds fun. Let me guess, we've dropped to 4 viewers now? We stopped wrecking as much?
No, 8.
Oh, wow. Halfway to Jacoby. Stage is going alright for us.
Yeah, but just wait. The Iron Giant's gonna land in the middle of the fucking track and screw you.
Never saw that movie.
Me neither. That's just the first thing that came to mind.
He starts Fortnite dancing. Watch, you give it like a year, Fortnite, like, emotes are gonna be in every single game. Every single game. Because, well, they sold in Fortnite. They're already in Horizon. They have no reason
that's
to
true.
be.
But, you know, your boy Ethan, he goes old school. He uses the Carlton dance emote when he wins a race in Forza Horizon 4.
It's so stupid. There don't need to be dances at all. That's the issue.
Yeah, but if there are going to be dances, make it a good one.
Someone left a logging truck on the side of the road. There's fucking horses running around. Yeah. Just peak WRC Evolve.
I was about to say, I bet there's going to be like a truck across the road, but close enough. Yeah, just because there's no copyright on dancing as a whole, as an entity, doesn't mean you should shoehorn it in everywhere. But I do maintain, if you're gonna have a dance, make it a good one, aka the Carlton.
Then someone's gonna improve on it and go like create your own dances. And someone's gonna make a sig heel, and then it'll get banned, be this big controversy.
Or like the Basil Fawlty kind of Nazi march where he's got his hand up and his fingers under his nose and he's just like kicking his feet really high. Don't mention the war.
We're on a bit of a streak right now. Starting to run a bit better.
Are you talking about the game or your underpants?
The game.
Whoosh. I try to be mirthful. And you're just like, you.
Rip. So there is something I did want to talk about on the stream today, for all 8 people who are listening.
7.
They had the Sim Media Showdown today. I didn't create it, per se, but I had the idea, like 3 years ago, and they finally ran it today, so that was cool.
Should have patented that shit.
No, it's cool. It's something that sim racing needed, because this whole esports thing of like promoting guys like Utu and stuff, and like Igor Fraga, like the best sim drivers aren't exactly like the greatest personalities, because at the end of the day we're all like nerds playing games in our bedroom.
Yep.
So they finally tried having just all the sim media personalities run a race. That was not the correct line. We're good.
Yeah, but then you complain that people who are bad at the game and aren't like esports worthy are getting all the attention.
That's exactly what happened, and that's why it was kind of like, it was funny in 2 parts today, because I mean I was stoked that like they finally pulled off the idea and got a bunch of people, and like there were a lot of YouTubers, but like from the first race, and I think it was like the Nürburgring GP circuit with GT4 cars, it was just a wreck fest. And like I'm sure parts of it were clean, like because Jarrier was in it. There was George Ortner, who's really good as well. But like I watched from Broadbent's view, and it was kind of a mess. And it continued to be a mess like over multiple races. Like there was at Spa, like Will Marsh and Gamer Muscle got into it. Like Gamer Muscle brake checked him going into the bus stop, and Will just plowed into him. And like I side with Will there, like just fucking dump the guy if he brake checks you. Like go for it, man. But yeah, it was a lot of like wrecks and then people running in their own zip code, so it's kind of like, oh, well, I guess that doesn't work, so we're kind of fine now.
Also, Charles Leclerc would be very proud of that 360. That was dope. Well done.
Yeah, but I loop it here in a bit.
That wasn't nearly as stylish or cool. You get no points. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
We didn't hit the tree.
That's a start.
That's an ominous. Well, like I know that corner's kind of like notorious for wrecking, and I just locked it down. And I saw the Skoda and I was like, that's my fate as well.
A harrowing portent of the future.
I mean, there are definitely like in each corner here there are scripted locations for things to happen. So like
yeah,
after you play the game, you start to kind of like know where they are. So, last stage of Greece. We've got 2 wins on the season, so I'm kind of happy with that. Don't remember this track at all.
Well, you shouldn't. It's fucking rallying. Don't memorize the tracks. You're a bitch. Remember certain stages from the previous year, sure, but I'm still salty about the dirt rally thing. And then they bring back the bespoke stages for Rally 2.0 because, the community much preferred to learn the stages and run them as fast as possible. I'm like, fuck no.
Well, that's not why the community didn't like the stage generation in Dirt 4. The problem with Dirt 4 is that there was limited stage generation.
Well, yeah, but that's the reason Cody's gave in the blog. There's our community prefer to learn the stages, and it's just like, dude, no, that's not the point of rallying. Stupid. I'm angry. I'm a grumpy old man. Physically, I'm 24, but mentally, I'm 80. I'm physically 80 in some ways as well, but we shan't discuss that.
That still doesn't beat the time Codemaster said, well, only 5% of people use cockpit view, so we took it out in Grid 2.
That's very true.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, I agree, but like a genuine procedural like stage generator and not like a kind of jigsaw assembly line like Dirt 4 had.
Or import roads from Google Maps and just like do a basic graphical overlay of it.
That'd be kind of hard. It wouldn't be nowhere near the quality. Yeah. I wanted to make Ethan's House Grand Prix for real at one point, but I didn't undertake the project because the road going into town is great, but it's coming back is the issue. Like, there wouldn't be any raceable roads without doubling back on those on the way in, so it kind of sucked. Point to point would be okay, but... it is what it is. But the route into town is basically the Nordschleife of Dorset, and I love it.
Does our chat have any just questions to kill kind of the dead time?
Yeah, fucking ask us things. Ask Oggy things.
Everybody thinks. You're part of this as much as I am.
I guess. I just happen to be in Discord when you stream, so it's like... Like, it doesn't even have to be about sim racing. Like, ask what we had for lunch. Ask what our favorite color is. What the weather is like where we are. What are our sexual fetishes? That kind of thing. Is the G29 worth the upgrade over a DFGT?
If you could get it on sale, yes.
I would say yes as well. It's a really good little wheel. Not that I'm experienced with the DFGT, but I defer this question to you because I understand you are.
That is basically the exact upgrade I went, or upgrade route I went. And, I mean, the DFGT is so old at this point, like, it's going to crap out on you eventually. I actually prefer the DFGT a little bit because, like, the sequential shifter knob. That's
true.
That's perfect for rallying. Because that'll act as your handbrake and stuff like Dirt Rally and Sebastian Loeb and all those games.
Yep.
But, like, again, the DFGT is going to crap out on you at some point. And if you're running stock DFGT pedals as well, like, those are going to go pretty quick. But at the same time, the G29, it's like, MSRP it's something that's stupid, like $450. And
I got mine for £150, so I don't know where that comes from, your pricing over there.
Oh, it's insane. But I mean, that could have been at launch, but G29s regularly go on sale now because they're kind of getting into that point of their life cycle where they're not a shiny new toy anymore.
I would honestly rate the G29 over Thrustmaster, though. Controversial opinion, but everything Thrustmaster I've had has crapped out on me. And the force feedback in my T500 was miles better. You know, it's smoother feeling and more force, but the G29 is just a solid little tank and hasn't done me wrong. And great pedals as well. Much better pedals than the Thrustmaster ones. Marcel asks, why do you race with number 2? I've been wondering that myself lately.
You know what? It goes back to iRacing. I was always assigned number 2 because I just assigned car numbers and that by iRating. And for like 3 weeks straight, I was just always the number 2 guy in the K&N series. There's always like, I was like the guy regularly running it, and then there's always like one guy that would come down from like the Peak series or just Class A to stop people. So it was like I ran just the 2 car for a bunch of races in a row. I was like, I guess that's my number. Whatever. Not the greatest story, I'm sorry, but it comes from iRacing.
Also quite a coincidence that you are most like, or Brad Keselowski is most like you in the NASCAR field and he has the same number. I was like, oh, there goes NASCAR Roggy.
Yeah, and he's kind of, I don't want to say died down, but he's a bit more reserved than he used to be, but he was very much outspoken like I am. And that's kind of why I became a fan of him. It wasn't just because he won the championship in a Dodge, but
good writer as well.
Yeah, and his blog, Brad had a blog similar to PRC. Not a lot of like people outside NASCAR know this, but Brad had his own blog, and he would like write fucking odysseys about just like random shit. And you can still find some of the posts, but he's taken some of it down now. And I don't know, I guess I identified with that a little bit.
I really, really, really like his idea for hybrid NASCARs. And you'll see that and go like, oh wait, fuck no. And I had the same initial reaction, but then I read him and like heard him out. And yeah, he's got that one figured out, and it sounds amazing.
Keselowski essentially said V8s with hybrid boost, did he not? But they run on the hybrid under yellow, so it's not noisy. So during like caution breaks, people can actually talk to like their friends and stuff about the race.
Yeah, and you have like a KERS boost kind of thing, and it's just like, I remember this one clip of the Toyota TS040, I think it was.
Yep.
It rolls out of the garage in the pits under electric power, so it sounds like a Formula E car. But then the engine kicks in, like he sets it to internal combustion mode, and it goes boom, and it just sounds like a fucking thunderstorm. And like, imagine 40 of those as the field is coming back to green on a restart. Like, come on. That would be incredible. It's like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, Brad had a really good idea for hybrid NASCAR, and it was funny because you'd read the comments on like when NASCAR.com shared the article, and like the first half of the comments were like, "You're an idiot. NASCAR's V8 American muscle or not muscle, fossil fuel powered." And then there was like a gap of about 15 minutes where people actually did sit down and read the article, and they're like, "Wait, no, this actually sounds kind of amazing."
I might actually link it in chat if I can find it, because fucking why not? It was quite a recent one as well, so it's not like taking it down or anything.
I don't understand why I finished 20 seconds behind, but okay.
Because you are slow.
No, like I looped it once, but it wasn't like a bad loop. Like I got going, but so Argentina has not started good for us. I think it's more important to just run all the stages clean though, for viewers.
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve is just watching people wreck. So as long as they can tune in and see like stages being driven relatively well, that's all that matters. Be thankful I don't do a time trial stream though.
Well, like just hot lapping?
Yeah, because I mean, like behind every record I have on like YouTube or just hot lap video on my YouTube channel, there's like 80 attempts, because that's hot lapping nowadays in sim racing.
Yep. Learning it like Guitar Hero, like I was talking to you about earlier. Like, you look at Veloce Limitless's F1 2018 hot laps, and he's like, Or when this curb starts on the right, that's your turning in point. And then you see eye tracking from Kevin Magnussen, and he's not even looking at the corner he's about to go into. He's looking way ahead. He's not looking down by the tire for when the fucking curb starts, so he knows when to turn in.
Yeah, hot lapping it really is sim racing's equivalent to Guitar Hero. And like, part of me likes it because it's like a dick waving thing, and I like dick waving contests. But when you actually like get into what it is behind the scenes and like intentionally breaking games, intentionally finding setup exploits, and like that's how I'd find a lot of shit on PRC, was just like doing hot laps. And I think same thing with you. You'd find like shit in Automobilista, for example, or AC that like, oh, this car is actually kind of broken.
Yeah, like the DRS diffuser thing.
Yep.
Or the inverse rake in AMS. Well, I didn't find that, but Tin did. Oggy, thoughts on getting old arcade machine games working on stream at some one point?
There's not a lot of like arcade machines that I like, so I didn't really grow up in that era.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah, I'm 26, so arcades were just starting to die as I was like, you know, becoming like in my late childhood years, where like it was a thing to go to the arcades. Like I was
played Daytona USA or anything?
Nope, never played it. Well, okay, like I've played Daytona USA on like the Xbox Live Arcade, like the downloadable version, but
not the same.
Not
the same.
Yeah, like as in sitting in the arcade and like actually banging the shifter and all that. No.
Yeah, you need the inordinately hard seat that you slide back and forward, the really hard brake pedal, the clunky shifter, and the wheel that feels really heavy but has no force feedback. That's just the whole experience.
That's another. Oh, we do have one more stage here. I'll just say that's another event written off, but no. I think I was in like 5th grade when like Palladium in West Edmonton Mall was in its final years, which was this like state-of-the-art arcade center at basically our city's biggest mall. And again, it was like you're at that age where it's like your parents still kind of have to take you everywhere, so like asking for arcade money, especially when you have like a GameCube at home and you have PC games at home, it's kind of a tough sell to be like, hey mom, can I have some money to play like this shitty like 10-minute arcade game?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I guess the worst part too is like there's been a few that I've wanted to try out of sheer curiosity. I believe one was called Scud Race. It was like the Sega Le Mans one. And there was also an official NASCAR arcade game in the late 90s that I think Sega made. And it had really good car models. The tracks were like Talladega, Richmond, and Watkins Glen. And again, I was curious about that one too. And then I finally saw like good video uploaded of it, and I was like, you know, for the amount of gameplay it offers, I don't think it's worth it trying to get it working.
Makes sense.
Because, like, look at, let's say, Outrun 2, because I have played Outrun 2. There was a machine near my house a bunch of years ago. Outrun 2 is like a 10-minute game.
Yep. Yeah, I remember liking Outrun 2 in the arcade. I'll have to see if that grid machine is still there. It's probably not.
I mean, at this point, you could probably emulate it somehow.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, your chair at home's probably comfier. And your wheels probably have a better build quality. Like, it's weird how arcades are kind of dated by today's standards, because most sim racers have a setup better than arcades, just in their bedrooms, really.
Yeah, true, but Marcel says, yeah, but what about two-player Sega Rally? I think he's suggesting a head-to-head between me and you, Austin.
Does that work online?
I don't know, Marcel, does it work online? Is that something Augie and I could do?
I know there is a Indy 500 game as well.
Unless you're just referring to like experiencing two-player Sega Rally in the arcades.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That makes more sense. It's almost 4 a.m., so...
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do one more, and then we'll call it a night, and just be like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
Get about halfway. We are at Finland. It is a good way to end it. Because the Finland stages in this game are really good as well. They're similar to New Zealand in that they're really highly detailed. The layouts are pretty fun. You go pretty fast. I'd like to win one. Only got 2 wins on the season so far. And of course we almost die from falling logs just seconds into the stage.
Holy shit.
Yep. This game had some neat ideas, man.
Yep. I feel like a lot of innovation is gone in racing gaming now as well.
Everyone just does what everyone else does because all they do is analyze sales figures. Game X sold X amount, so we gotta have feature Y in our game. That's all it is.
Yep. We've got to shoehorn as many different kinds of cars and tracks into the game as possible at the cost of the actual game experience.
But we gotta have all the cars that are in this other game too, so fans of that game will want to play our game.
Yeah.
It's the phrase we're looking for is keeping up with the Joneses.
That's exactly it.
But it's like overkill at this point.
And that's why I'm grateful for ACC. I mean, I'm indifferent to it performance-wise. It's not very well optimized right now, and I'm indifferent to the handling and all that sort of thing. But it is still a return to like the focused single series, like GTR2 kind of experience. And I think that's important because modern sims are like oversaturated with as many cars and as many tracks as possible. And you don't have a complete experience for like each racing discipline. That's a fire.
Oh yeah, big fire. I kind of expected that outcome, but I did it anyway. I saw a big jump. I wanted to hit the big jump.
You almost flattened several people, Augie. Oh, you did a sweet 360 though.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately that didn't bode well for the results, but it was cool. I don't know, I saw a big jump and I thought it was Dirt Rally where the car is predictable when it lands. So we're sitting P9. Lots of shit to repair, but we got more than enough time. Game's pretty forgiving. Try us again. An interesting game to play on stream would be a full run of RBR.
Oh boy.
The stages are shorter. Or not stages are shorter, but the championship's only 6 times 5, 30 stages.
We should do some NASCAR 03 at some point though. Like, imagine if we streamed that Iowa Trucks race where we're trying to like catch each other through back markers and stuff. That would have been one for the ages.
Yeah, I'm down for streaming NASCAR 03. I don't think we'll have a lot of people watch because it's. I feel like a lot of the people watching these are like European and Australian. So I'm not sure
Yeah,
how
but
well NASCAR would go over with them.
They don't watch for the game, they watch for me.
That's true.
No, I think they watch for us. Chat, what would your opinion be of a NASCAR 2003 stream? It's good racing, a lot of fun. Me and Oggy going at it. I wouldn't be able to talk to you like directly per se because I'd be focused on driving, but you know.
That was a pretty epic fail right there. Usually those aren't solid, but
Oof.
yep.
Oof.
Didn't really have time to react to that one, but we do for these.
JSWPC would watch. Hanasukabe said he'd prefer it. Solid
Wow.
start.
Guess we have to figure it out then. So apparently I have no damage, because that didn't seem to affect the car's performance.
NASCAR's cool, would prefer it to rallying, so I don't cringe as much. Same.
Oh, for all the obstacles and like the wrecks and shit.
No, just you being bad.
That's true. I don't know, like NASCAR could be fun, but NASCAR can also be really boring if the pack just thins out.
That is true, yeah. But if we run like a short course, then it shouldn't. Because, I mean, think about Richmond. We caught up to back markers quite quickly, and if we extend the length of the race, like, if the last one we did was like 20 laps longer, it would have been interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I was reeling you in, yeah. So we'll do like 35-40% distance race. If you could get the SRD chaps involved, I'd watch. I hope that's a joke.
Those guys, man. That was some shit.
Yep, that was pretty fucked up.
Fuck, the fact I'm impressed someone remembers that. That was like 4 years ago now.
Amazing. Charlotte Roval, I think the fuck not.
That track's horrible. I mean, it'd be interesting, but again, that track is bad.
We're running ovals, and you're gonna deal with it. Well, then again, something like Watkins Glen wouldn't be bad, but yeah, that's another point. If we're playing NRO3, would you guys want oval or road?
Anything but a super speedway.
Yeah. No, plate racing is it's fun in its own right, but to watch, I wouldn't really rate it.
One of my teammates was drowning in the lake.
That's not very good.
Subarus
Hey,
have a
man.
habit of wrecking.
Daytona Road Course Enemy-Arta, don't fucking poke fun at that shit. That was an electric race.
That would be an interesting cup race. Daytona Road.
In Cup, yeah. Interesting in the worst possible way.
No, like for NASCAR 03. Have these big speeds coming off the tri-oval.
Dude, like, with how NASCAR 03 is, like, one slight slide and you're dead, turn one would just be us restarting the race over and over and over again until it's 6 a.m. your time, and
Yeah.
we're both pissed off and tired, and we've got, like, 2 viewers, so it's like, is it even worth it?
I braked for that corner and it just didn't want to brake for me. I didn't wreck, but I was on a really good rhythm. And that's going to be the end of Rally Finland. Had some okay stages. I'm definitely surprised because the last time I played through this game, I won about half the events on Expert. So I assume my skills have just progressed since then.
Believe me, Hanasu, I have not forgotten that you can blow gears, because one of my recurring memories of NRO3, aside from almost shitting myself literally at Indianapolis, is coming back to a restart and I lose fourth gear. Yeah. I shifted into it to check it was working, and
Well, it's been a couple of hours. Gotten sufficiently far into career mode. I guess time to call it a night. Anything you want to say to our fine people?
No.
All right.